Billionaire comes home early and can't believe what he sees. Imagine you've built an empire so vast that everyone admires your success, but nobody truly knows your heart. Imagine being so busy chasing wealth that you forget what it costs. The dinners missed, the birthdays skipped, the faces at home waiting for you. Now imagine coming home early one night, unannounced, expecting peace, only to find something that shatters the image you held of your own life. That's exactly what happened to Daniel Harrington, a billionaire who thought he had it all. But what he saw that night changed everything forever. Stay with me till the end, because what Daniel learns will leave you questioning what really matters most. Daniel Harrington had always been known as a man who never stopped working. His towering offices in New York were filled with glass walls and sleek furniture, but his home was always missing one thing: him. His wife, Amelia, had long since stopped asking him when he'd be home for dinner. His 12-year-old daughter, Emily, would sometimes wait by the window with her sketchbook, hoping tonight might be different, that maybe her dad would walk in and say, "I'm here." But usually, he didn't. On a cold December evening, something unusual stirred in Daniel's heart. He was in his office signing a major deal, a deal that would make him another fortune. Yet, for the first time in years, his mind drifted away from the numbers on the page. He thought of Emily's laugh, the way Amelia used to sing while cooking, the warm sound of a home he barely remembered. His chest tightened. Almost without thinking, Daniel pushed the papers aside and told his driver, "Take me home." Now, he arrived at his mansion earlier than anyone expected. The lights were on, faint music floated through the halls, and laughter echoed faintly. Daniel's heart softened. For a brief moment, he imagined Amelia and Emily inside, maybe waiting for him, maybe happy to see him. He opened the door quietly, wanting to surprise them. But what he saw made his knees weaken. Amelia wasn't alone. She was in the living room, kneeling on the floor, surrounded by bags of groceries and half-wrapped gifts. Her hands looked tired, her hair slightly messy, her clothes plain. Beside her sat Emily, laughing as they wrapped tiny packages together. They weren't waiting for Daniel. They weren't celebrating his return. They were preparing gifts for the homeless shelter downtown. And the laughter, it wasn't joy about family wealth. It was joy born from giving, from filling bags with food and clothes for strangers. Daniel stood in the doorway unseen, frozen. He felt like an outsider in his own home. His wife and daughter looked more alive, more fulfilled, in that humble act than they ever did in the shadow of his billions. He felt both awe and shame. He wanted to walk in, to hug them. But something kept him still. He realized in that moment that the love he had longed for, the connection he thought he was building by providing wealth, was right here. Without him. Later that night, when Amelia finally saw him standing there, her eyes widened. "Daniel, you're home." Emily jumped into his arms, smiling, but Daniel could barely speak. His throat tightened. He whispered, What are you doing?" Amelia hesitated, unsure if she should explain. But Emily answered with a smile so bright it nearly broke him. "Daddy, we're making gifts for people who don't have homes. Mommy says giving is better than receiving. Did you want to help us?" Daniel's heart cracked open. For years, he thought providing money was enough, but here was his daughter teaching him the real meaning of wealth. That night, he sat with them, clumsily wrapping presents, his expensive suit wrinkled and hands trembling. For the first time in years, he wasn't a billionaire. He was just a husband and a father. Still, as beautiful as that moment was, Daniel couldn't shake the truth that burned in his chest. He had been absent for too long. Could he really make up for all the time lost? Could his family ever trust that he had changed? The following morning, Daniel woke earlier than usual. He walked downstairs to find Amelia already up, pouring coffee. She didn't look angry, just tired. He sat across from her, his voice quieter than she had ever heard. "Amelia, I saw everything last night. And for the first time, I realized I've been chasing the wrong things. I thought building this empire would give us happiness. But the truth is, I've been missing the moments that matter most. I don't want to lose you. I don't want Emily to grow up without knowing me." Amelia stared at him for a long moment. Her eyes softened, but her words were careful. "Daniel, I don't want your money. I never did. I just wanted you. Emily wanted you. But every time you chose work over us, a piece of that hope disappeared. Last night, you saw what fills my heart. Giving, connecting, being present. That's what matters." Daniel's chest ached with regret. He reached across the table and took her hand. "Teach me, please. I don't know how to live without chasing business deals. But I want to learn how to live for you, for Emily, for something real." That weekend, for the first time in his life, Daniel walked with Amelia and Emily into the homeless shelter. He carried boxes of food, knelt beside strangers, and listened to stories that humbled him. People who had lost everything still smiled when Emily handed them a gift bag. And in that humble place, surrounded by people who had nothing, Daniel felt richer than he ever had in his skyscraper office. Word of his change spread quietly at first. His colleagues couldn't understand why the billionaire suddenly skipped meetings to attend school plays or serve food at shelters. Investors were baffled when he turned down a massive deal that would require months away from home. But Daniel didn't care anymore. For the first time, he understood what legacy really meant. One night, as Emily hugged him goodnight, she whispered, "Daddy, I like you home. Can you stay this time?" Tears filled his eyes as he kissed her forehead. "I'm not going anywhere, sweetheart. Not anymore." And for the rest of his life, Daniel Harrington, once defined by power and money, was remembered not as the billionaire who built towers, but as the man who came home early one night and never left again. Because sometimes, the greatest fortune you'll ever find is sitting right in your living room, waiting for you to finally see it.